up somewhere on power cable down there, ladies. Everything's all on coverage. You sure here now. F-104 Starfighter. Today, no bubble. Rick Svetkoff. Call sign Comrade. Rick's career in aviation began back in 1971. He was flying air charter as a corporate commuter flights. 1978 found him operating the New Doors was flying the A-4 attack aircraft, carrier-based attack fighter for the United States Navy. After leaving the Navy back in 1984, Rick joined Continental Airlines, where he now is captain on the 757-767. Rick has also do a 26-year career of over 20,000 hours flying, with a participation in the airshow industry for the past 5 years. He's been part of the airshow circuit and has cultivated his dream of assembling an F-104 team, and he's got one here for us today. Rick is the owner and lead pilot of the Starfighter's F-104 program. I saw that first pass come through about 350 knots, with about 50% onto that. That makes it 400-plus mile-an-hour pass with a beautiful F-104 Starfighter. Kelly Johnson designed this airplane that, folks, this goes back to late 50s, early 60s design airplane. You look at this aircraft and say, there's not much wing on it. No, it isn't. It's only 22 foot long. Outside those six things. That was about, I'm going to say 550 knots out there today. Just under 600, a little over 600 miles an hour that pass. The one and only F-104 Starfighter flying in the country today. The only civilian-owned F-104 flying. This airplane was used for test pilots. Now I asked Rick this morning, what is the stall speed? What speed will that wing stop producing enough lift to keep that airplane flying? He sort of chuckled and goes, well, to put the gear down, put the flaps down, and hold the power in here, I can get it down to about 145 knots. I'd like to go 145 knots on my airplane. My gosh, that's as slow as it can keep it in the air. He actually touches down. When the main gear touches the runway when he's landing, he said he'll touch down at 165 knots. Thinking that's what, about 100, 185 mile an hour there. Touchdown. Man, that's faster than... That just puts the wheels on the main runways. By golly day.
Faster than I can run. What caused your love for aircraft?
I think it was my dad. He got me interested in aviation when I was a kid, so I watched flying him when I couldn't see with the paddle instrument handle the airplane.
Really?
Sitting there flying the airplane, just got to liking it. I've been flying for over 40 years now. And loving every minute of it. That airplane. The airplane holds the low altitude speed record of 988 miles an hour. That's low altitude. That's the fastest speed of sound down on the deck. It also holds the tactical jet altitude rate altitude record of 103,395 feet that airplane has been through. That is the record for that airplane. Along with Rick on the Comrade and his Starfighter's crew, we got Wolfgang Stovall, also pilot. We got Andrew Hook-Tails, Roger Bingham, and Peter Kluge, also 4 or 5 members of our Starfighter's ground crew out there also fly the airplane for us. Of course, Rick loves flying this airplane. You talk to him about it, he gets that big smile on his face. Yeah, I'm flying this one before. The only civilian-owned flying F-104 in the world, and we got it right here at Thunder over the Boardwalk, Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Along with a lot of other wonderful craft that are entertaining.
He's here before the sound gets here. Kelly Johnson's on the airplane. Also is on the SR-71 Blackbird. The U-2 biplane out there. Kelly Johnson, he's the man who designed his airplane. What a brilliant visionary was back in the 60s designing his airplane.
I have to tell you, one day I was walking on the boardwalk and I looked up right just where we are on the boardwalk, and I looked up and I saw this big black ship that's shaped like the pad. The stealth bomber had been here in Atlantic City, landed down, took off, and I'm watching the thing. It was crawling when it was up, and then all of a sudden, it took off, and it disappeared.
We're out to put a beacon on it so we can find out where the devil he is.
Have you had the stealth in some of the shows?
We've had the B-2 stealth bomber a couple of shows, and that is an airplane that just doesn't look like it's flying. You see it fly overhead, it looks like a rip in the sky. It just, you look at that airplane, it's just a shadow going underneath it. Man, that just doesn't look right. What a beautiful airplane to see fly.
Just the shape of it, and it does have that bat wing effect to it.
Yes, it does.
I guess
It's surprisingly enough, Jack Northrop designed the first flying wing bomber back in the late 50s, early 60s. And this flying wing, the B-2, is almost identical in size to what he designed back in the 60s. Northrop designed, Jack Northrop designed that airplane. Luckily, he was still alive to see the first B-2 fly. It was nice to have he could see that happen for him.
Well, the amazing thing is how some of these folks that drew the comic strips, the Flash Gordon, the Buck Rogers, those kind of folks, the factor that they were going interspace at that time, back in the 30s and 40s, they were describing those types of things. And then along came Batman with his look of the Batmobile, which is by Boardwalk.
F-104 Starfighter from his right hand then. What a way to turn JP fuel into noise right there.
I guess if you want to go all the way back, you go back into the early days of man and the Italians who had those folks who came up with all of these different ideas about flying. It took Orville Wright and the Wright brothers to be able to come up with that and put it to work. And as was stated, you could have flown inside the C-5 the distance that the Wright brothers flew.
That's right. I think this is going to be our last pass for F-104 Starfighter. That's controls that we got to get a pitch pullback attack and then cameras out. Take a picture as Rick Comrade Svetkoff flies this beautiful F-104 Starfighter. We'll try and keep a heads up of when it's coming because it's tough to see that little airplane fly by. It's only 56 feet long, going 3 times as long as it is wide. It's nothing but an engine in a cockpit. If you ever look at the wing, get a chance to see the F-104 on the ground, take a look at the wing of that airplane, I guarantee you, from the top to the bottom side of the wing, it isn't 3 inches thick. It's almost a piece of paper flying through the air. I think the wing is there for just something.